What's up, all you beautiful people? Your boy, the Vuvuzela, in the building. More Vuvuzela Victory Challenge as we move towards the end of the Swiss League with FC Thun currently sitting in second place, taking on a lot of teams till the end of the first half of the season, because then there's still the second part where the top six battle it out in 5 more games. All we need to do is to keep on winning. But before we get to more Super League action, we're going into the Schweizer Cup, where we're taking on Basel in the semi-finals, I think it is, or quarterfinals. We're taking them on. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you get notified. Make sure you tell your parents, grandparents, lovers, haters, friends, whoever you like, to join in on the Vuvuzela experience by sharing the page to everybody. And then while you're on here, and you haven't done so already, and I know it's early to do so, but do it anyway, give us the thumbs up and leave a comment or two and tell me what you want to see happen in the Vuvuzela Victory Challenge, or tell me how bad all the tactics are or how good the players are. I don't care. Just leave a comment or two. It really just helps the algorithms a lot. With that all said and done, let's get into the action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Vuvuzela Victory Challenge. A new week. It's a new life. It's a new day. We've got cup action for you guys, and honestly, I don't know where the rest goes. In terms of today's game, again in the cup, Tello and Juliet won't be available. They both cup tied, which is a huge problem for us, because Ben Almur is also currently injured, which means Wood comes into the left back position. He has had to fill in there a lot more times than I actually hoped he would have to. We bought him as a centre back, but as a left back or full back on support, on attack rather, his attributes aren't that great. So he has to fill in there. Also then, of course, the likes of Marks Aragada is out injured, which means Renier will come in as the starting striker. You can see Campbell is listed and Asani. Those are two players that are basically done in the squad. I don't see them having much more opportunities. So this is the team that's coming through on the squad. Of course, with Marks being injured and Juliet being gut-tied, it does mean Gutbub gets a rare opportunity on that right-hand side. He has fallen off a little bit this season with only 1 goal and 4 assists in all of his matches. Hasn't really done that step up to this division as well as I'd hoped. But Renan on the other side has been absolutely fantastic. And let's not forget Ferrari has also been on the same sort of rich form that Renan has, which is a very good, I suppose, headache to have on that left-hand side. Pity we can't have that headache on the right-hand side, because both Marks, I mean, he has been very good with 3 goals, 6 assists on that position. But I feel like we could have done a lot better with the likes of Juliet coming in there. Juliet should have done a little bit better. He hasn't really proved. He is 18 though, and we did buy him because he's Swiss, so it helps the the homegrown players, especially if we get European football next season. And then Ivo Einsring, I mean, he had picked up a very long-term injury, so he hasn't really featured on that left. You can see he was out for 2 weeks. Prior to that was 3 days, and then prior to that was 6 days. He has just been constantly injured since coming in. Every time we give him a run, he picks up a slight knock. But yeah, that's the team we're going. So Estudante in goals, Zollner on the right, because Mulhouse is also injured. And I can play Potsonik on the right-hand side, but I would prefer to go with Zollner, a little bit more tried and tested, especially in this match. Milosevic and Saris continuing the centre-back role with Wood on the left. Roth coming in to replace Kakuri, who's been on a little bit of a poor form in recent. He played well the last game, but 3 yellows, I don't like that. You can see 3-3 and then green, 3-3 and then green. It's been a bit of inconsistency, whereas you look at Roth, he has been slightly more consistent in his role as the DM. Gutbub and Renan on the left. Pacencia has been absolutely amazing as the attacking midfielder. 19 played in that position, 8 goals, 6 assists. Absolutely fantastic. Other way around, actually. And then Grando has been just phenomenal as the advanced playmaker. He has really been our standout player. Then I'm expecting some goals today from Renier up front. Let's go take on Basel. This is the Swiss Cup quarter-final. We know Young Boys already knocked out Servette a little bit earlier. Currently playing Luzerne on 2-0 up over La Chaux de France, who are playing in the non-leagues, by the way. Fantastic little run from their non-league team to be so far up is amazing. And then another game which plays tomorrow, St. Gallen versus Sion. Let's take on Basel. Let's see how we do. Hopefully, we can come back with a semi-final match. Well, kickoff is underway, and they're getting the first highlight from a throw-in sort of midway through the field. We've picked up the ball. Saris goes long over the top. Very poor from Saris. That wasn't a good pass there from Saris. He should have done a little bit better in terms of just distributing to Renier. Malone is through, though, takes the cross into Barry, who heads it wide. Saris did enough there to put him off. He was offside there, so that wouldn't have counted anyway. Basel set up sort of this 4-2-3-1 formation, the very, very FM24 type of formation. Sorry, not incidentally, but they're playing with a no-nonsense centre-back and 2 DMs, which is quite defensive, actually, from Basel. They've been on a bit of a dip in the league. We actually didn't mention the league at the moment, but that doesn't matter because Barry just scored his 26th goal of the season. Something that we don't even have any players close to 26. So we do have a lot of goal scorers, though. We have really distributed the goals amongst all the players quite healthily, but defensively we have leaked a lot of goals this season. That it is a section of concern for next season, that we do need to maybe look at maybe changing the tactic up a little bit to allow us to be a little bit more defensive in conceding. But Wood, what a good save from Lortez there. That was fantastic. We've seen Malhaus in the past pick up goals like that. Wood running in on the gut up to the back post, looking for Wood yet again. He is very good in the air, Wood. One of the key reasons why we decided to sign him in here. Dura going for the long ball. Saris this time picks up the run of Barry and reads that situation quite well. Wood down on the left-hand side, going into the middle to Roth. Garando looking for Gutbub on the right-hand side. Looking for options, pulling in forward. Looking for Pacencia on the back post. And it hits the crossbar. That is the closest we've come so far. Why, that and the Wood strike have been the closest. I suppose Pacencia's wasn't on target. That Dura should be offside, right? He should be offside. That looked like he was quite a margin offside. Good. Okay. That I was going to say he looked quite offside when that ball was headed in. I mean, he wasn't that much offside, but he looked offside to me. So I was going to call it. I was going to call BS on that situation if it happened to count. There is the possibility that we could maybe change into the new tactic. There's a good opportunity, and there's Dante got a good low save there. That was a good header from Comas to try and sneak one in the near post. We do know the other tactic gives us a lot of goals. We have scored 4 and 2 and 2 in those ones. So that is maybe a possibility to switch to that tactic. Pacencia's got a bit of a knock, which I don't like the look of. He's injured and struggling to run it off. Thigh injury. I mean, if we switch to something like this, I can bring on Campbell for Pacencia and then play Roth as the deep-lying playmaker and Mazzala over there. The rest of the squad looks... I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Pacencia will come off for Campbell. We'll bring on Campbell as the pressing forward. In fact, we'll bring on Renier as a pressing forward and then have Campbell out on the left-hand side as the advanced playmaker. Advanced forward, rather. And we'll keep those two on wing. We could stick with deep-lying playmaker and Mazzala? Or would we play with an advanced playmaker, rather? I'll keep him on the Zala support. We'll do that. We'll do that. All right. We are switching up tactics. Let's see if it works. Let's see if we can grab a goal and try and equalize against Basel. Of course, like I said, Basel are a little bit ahead of us in the league. I think they're 4 points ahead in the league in second place. Young Boys have run away with the league. But I'd really like a goal here. If we can just do something. Nothing is happening. We're going to make some more swaps. What can I do? Renier isn't playing well, but I just don't have another striker to bring on. You know what? I'm going to switch back to this tactic. And I'm going to take off Renier. And I'm going to bring on Ferrari to play in that position. Like so. How would Renan play in that position? How would Renan do? Won't be great. Now let's keep Ferrari in that position. We'll put Renan up there. And then in terms of other players, Wood not playing the greatest. Zolna having a great game actually. Good for him. Grando not playing well, but I'm going to see if we just twist it up a little bit. I can bring on Kukuri, but then I don't know where he'd play. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. Just the one swap. We'll bring on Ferrari for now. Let's see if anybody else improves. Just, I don't know if it means, keep changing tactics if anything's going to happen. The hope that something happens, I think, is more the correct statement to make. Back post chance there. Mr. Dante easily saves that from the attacker. He goes long. We lose possession immediately, but Ferrari wins it back. Grando looking for options now. Grando loses to Malone. Very, very poor from Grando. The thing is, I don't really have the opportunity to bring on Kukuri. We'll have to go back to the other tactic and play Ferrari as a striker if we want to bring on Kukuri. They cut inside. Dante gets a great save in there. Campbell now has opportunity to run forward with the ball, running it down the flanks, trying to cut inside, goes to the back post. Gutbub was lurking, the defender got to it, and that is going to be the end. You know what? Can actually even switch to this one. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm now just switching tactics left, right, and center like it's going out of fashion, to be completely honest. We'll do that. We'll swap those two around. We'll play him as a regista. Play Ferrari as the attacking midfielder. In terms of others, can we do any other subs? So we'll have 3 or 4 subs in this. I think there's only 3. Okay, we can do 4. We can do 4 subs. I think probably 5 in the end, but I don't want to take off anyone. I don't really have anyone on the bench. We'll take Saris off for Kessler. Saris hasn't been playing well. Kessler has had a couple of opportunities on the transfer list at the moment. Here we go, our third tactic in this game. We're trying whatever we can to try and get some goals. Just trying. We haven't been creative at all in this game. We have just been outmatched by Basel in all aspects of the field. We are struggling to get anything in the game. There's a goal kick for us, going long, looking for distribution to the wide. Gutbub picks up, loses out. Zollner now has opportunities to push forward. And he's going to pass his man. A beautiful early cross into Renan. Renan can't get there. Wood, though, picks up low cross in for Campbell. And he scores his first goal. That should count. That was onside. I think the flag stayed down. I might have been a bit late on that one. It is going to count. A beautiful little cutback from Wood there to pick up Campbell. I thought he was trying to go for Renan there, but Campbell in the right space at the right time. That's 1-1. I think it goes straight. I think it goes to extra time in this game. I should have actually checked that before we did anything. But Kukuri just stole it from the Basel player. Kessler now pushing forward. Wood looking for options. Picking up Renan down the wing. Ferrari cuts inside beautifully. Ferrari's got options. He goes for it alone. Just couldn't get the shot out and eventually was called for offsides there, I think. Not sure how that was offside, but it is going to be 1-1 at the end of the game. There is going to be extra time. I'm going to say I'm not happy with the performance, but in terms of tiredness out there, Roth is looking very tired. So is Renan. We just don't have any other players to bring on. Roth, I can maybe bring on Asani. We just don't have anyone else to bring on at the moment. I'm going to have to let them play for this half at least, and we'll see how it looks at halftime, really. They just have to play. They just need to dig deep, guys. Dig deep. We have a game in 3 days' time. I'm going to rotate the squad a lot for that game. It won't be shown on the video, though. We're going to say, Minovic, it's the bar. Oh, how many he's scored like that in the past. And they had an opportunity there. Gutbub now with the second time at the corner. Goes deeper this time. And Lortez saves that very well. Was looking for Kessler on the back post and Wood couldn't pick them up. This game is tight, guys. The extra time is done. We'll start the second half of extra time. I am going to take off Roth. Roth is looking very... How good is his penalty kicks, though? That's what we need to now look at. We need to look at his penalty attributes. He's got a 7 penalty kick taking. Asani is also 7. So that'll be a like-for-like swap. If we take off Renan, who's also looking tired, he's an 8. I kind of want to let Renan just carry on. Roth is looking very, very tight. We'll bring on Asani. They have similar amount of penalty kick taking, so it's not going to, if we do go to penalties, it's not going to affect it too much. But well, I thought they had a free kick. They didn't. It's just a few more minutes left. 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left. It's going down. It looks like it will be coming down to penalties. It is going to go to penalties. Oh, man. Right, guys, 4 penalties. We go behind the goal. Renan taking our first penalty. Lortez steps up straight down the middle. Renan scores that beautifully. Schmid for them. Estudante, who incidentally has a 3 penalty kick taking. Apparently just can't guess the right way to save that. Asani, who's come on as a late substitute to take a penalty, stepping up. And he thought he shot that over. I really thought he shot that over. That was in, though. It counts. Guto stepping up. Estudante, can he guess right this time? He can't guess right. Well, I guess he jumped right, but he didn't guess the right way to go. Campbell steps up for our 3rd penalty kick taker. He steps up and he dispatches of that absolutely brilliantly. Nigren steps up this time. Estudante is 0 for 2 in guessing the correct way. He's now 0 for 3 in guessing the correct way. He is not good at saving penalties. He has not guessed right at all. Zollner now steps up and he dispatches of that absolutely brilliantly. Andergeg, a player that I've been looking at signing, a wonder kid for Switzerland. He has a penalty kick and he just puts it in the top net. No keeper in the world could have said that. Kukuri taking our final 5th penalty. Needs to score this, and he does. He does with emphaticness, really, if that's a word. Final penalty kick now for Basel. Balf, or we go to sudden death. Estudante has not had the best of record. He's guessed only once correct in the right direction. Is he going to guess correct this time? He does guess correct, but it's not good enough. We're going to sudden death. Gutbub steps up. Gutbub will take the strike, and that was close. That was too close for my liking. It counts, though. It counts. Arnu Comas will step up for Basel in sudden death. All Estudante needs to do is to get a hand on that ball and keep it out the back of the net. He goes for the little chip over the top. This is worrying. Ferrari stepping up, not even taking a run up, and he just smashes it in. He called his mark. He knew what he wanted to do, and he scored that absolutely just thunderous strike. Gel steps up now for Basel. I can feel everything sitting in my throat at this point. Gel steps up. Estudante saves it. We're going to the semis. We're going to the semis. What a save. What a match, though. We were not good at all. Towards the end, we started putting on the pressure in the sort of old new tactic. But what a result for us, beating Basel Get in. Get in. That's what we love to see. Beating Basel on penalty. Listen, it's penalties. We do have Winther in like 3 days' time. They want to loan Tello. No, Tello's not available for loan. We currently have an injury crisis in the club. Yeah, that is brilliant. The Swiss final coming up after the league? Huh. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, I guess in that case, I thought this league would be somewhere here and then the final afterwards. So my plan was to do the semi-final and then the last game of the league and the final if we make it. I guess we're coming back for Young Boys, guys. We'll just play to the end of the season, see what maybe it changes the dates. We'll have a look. But yeah, as of now, we're coming back at Young Boys for the second game of the video. Right, guys, as it stands, we are currently in second place with one more game of the regular season. We're going to call it that to go. And the reason I say that, if you have a look at the rules over here, after 33 games, the league splits into two, into a promotion and relegation group. So essentially, after 33 games, there's still 5 more games left to play. So the top sort of, I suppose, 6 go into a playoff. And it's a 1-game playoff, I'm guessing. Well, 5 games. You play each team once, I guess. Home and, or luck of the draw, away or home. So that's what's happening next episode, is we've got the 5 games to go through. But for now, though, we are taking Young Boys on in this match right now for the Super League. We could finish second in the first half of the league. We're already 2 points above Basel after they drew their last game with St. Gallen. We can have a look at our results as well since that Basel Schweizer Cup match win. We beat Winterthur 3-1, a fantastic little result there for us. I then sort of changed the tactic a little bit again. The 4-2-4 wide, it was working, but it wasn't really working. And I was thinking, I wasn't happy with it, but I wasn't upset with it. We still conceded a lot of goals, though. But I'll show you what we've changed to in a bit. We did then beat Stade Lucerne Auchi 5-0, with a big defeat. Came afterwards when we lost to Sion 2-1. They scored in the 87th minute. We then drew with Zurich 2-2. And I want to blame injuries, but we didn't really have many injuries. Most of the players were back by then. Basel was a different story, though. We ended up beating them 2-1. And then most recently, beating Luzerne 3-1. Thanks to Renan Roth and Renier. A big news, though. Felipe Arriagada, who came back the previous game, got injured. And he is now out for, it says 6 days here, but he is out for 2 to 4 months. And his right foot, not good for us. Absolutely not good for us. So he will be missing basically for the latter half of this season, the second phase. We've got the Young Boys coming up for this game. I've got the team. So this is the new sort of tactic. So compared to what we had here with the two playing as sort of central midfielders rather than DMs, I've just reverted back to sort of what we used to do back in the Dusky League. The only difference is I've given Pasancia rather the move into channels and roam from position, so he sort of just covers that whole entire area. And then I've given both wing backs the take more risks and dribble more with the options there, and the run with the ball as well. Just those two little options. Nothing else really in terms of just what they need to do. You can have just look at the instructions and everything. And then Renier, I've given him specifically the shoot more option because he just doesn't shoot. He just didn't shoot for those games. And eventually when I switched it to shoot more often, he started shooting. This is the team that's starting. Estudante in goals. Malhaus, Minusovic, Saris, and Benelmer in the defense. They've probably been the best back four that we've had this season. Pontanik, who's been very, very good actually recently, he's picked up a suspension. Zollner picked up an injury as well, and Grando also missing with a suspension. So not a lot of options when it comes to just attacking prowess in the Regista role, which is why Kakuri will move into that role. Roth will come into the DM position. He's just been a pillar of just support in that position. He's been really, really good when we've called upon him. Up front, we're going with Renan on the left. He has been absolutely amazing as the left attacking winger. 8 goals, 3 assists from 10 games. You can't ask much more from him at the moment. Pacencia comes back into the attacking midfielder role, where he has scored 8 goals and 7 assists in 23 games. He's just coming back from his injury. And then Juliet, who's actually performing okay as the right winger, picked up 5 assists and 7.42 rating. Doing a lot better than Gutbub at the moment in that position. And then, like I said, Ferrari was dropped for Pacencia. He has dropped off a little bit in his pursuit for just getting the top-rated player. And then up front, we're going to go with Renier there. Scored 4 goals, 1 assist in 11 games. He's starting to find the back of the net, but a huge loss will be the likes of Ariagada. 18 goals this season. He has been prolific. We do have Gutbub, who I can play as a striker on the bench if need be. Campbell is he's just not good, and he will be probably sold at the end of the season. He's actually wanted, so that's pretty good. Van Dues can buy him up. He's not a Liechtenstein player, but he can go there. So that is the team that is starting. This is Young Boys. Hopefully, we can pick up some points and maybe close the gap a little bit on Young Boys with those 5 extra games coming up. We are guaranteed to be in those top half of those games, so that's at least good. We've got Young Boys. We're at home for this one. Huge opportunity for us to pick up some points. Right, with that being said, the game is underway. Of course, this is a local derby. Thun and Zurich are not that far behind each other. Of course, Young Boys are in Bern, rather. Not Zurich, Bern. They're not that far behind the capital of Switzerland. It's about a 30-minute drive from Thun to Bern, maybe even less. So this is considered a local derby, and it's a big game for us because Basel, they only play tomorrow, and if they lose, we can go 5 points clear if we pick up this victory, which would be ideal for second place, and then we can guarantee, Champions League football next season, albeit through the qualifiers. But I'll take it. I mean, any European football is good football for us to be playing. Only first place gets guaranteed into the Champions League itself, into the new league phase thing that goes on there. Juliet now coming through. Juliet coming through, cuts inside. Renier picks up the goal. 34 minutes in, and Oliver Renier showing why we're showing faith in the 18-year-old Belgian. A fantastic little strike from the Belgian. And this all was Jolette, our 18-year-old Swiss, cut inside beautifully to pick up the striker. And a simple little tap in past Risopi's goal. And that is exactly the type of start we wanted for this half. They haven't done anything in this half. 1 shot this entire half so far. With 2 minutes left, it's not looking good for Young Boys. We have completely shut them out of this game. Absolutely fantastic at halftime. I'm going to congratulate the boys. I think that was brilliant. We've had tons of shots. Hopefully we can get in a few more shots in there and maybe a few more goals just to ease my nerves a little bit more. They do, even if it stays like this, they do have a 15-point lead over us in second place. So I don't think they're too worried about losing that first place spot. But, I mean, if this can be just the absolute destruction of Young Boys, well, there we go. That's never mind. No. Is that offside? The referee's having a look, and I don't think that was offside. The flag was up. They're pumping their fist. That's a goal. That's a goal. Why was the ref running in there? And that was a good, solid header. That was a very, very good header from Bischel there. Shades of... No, it was close, but I don't think it was that close, There's a kickoff highlight. As I was just saying, 15 points, if it could just send a downward spiral for Young Boys if they lose this game. They're not looking like they're going to lose it now. They just put on the second gear and are now pushing forward with Person down the wing. Goes across to Imeni. Frink loses out. Beautifully done by Kakuri there to pick up the loose ball. Cyrus now trying to play out from the back with Ben Elmer running down the wing. He's got options down there, but easily outrun there, or outpaced rather, by the young boys midfielder. But he's given it away, and Renier could have scored that. He had so much opportunity to put that in the back of the net. Going to make some swaps. Renan not having the best of games out on the left-hand side. We're going to bring in Einsring on that side. Still yet to see the proper dominance that Einsring could potentially have. Elsewhere, Kukuri's going to come off. I'm going to bring on Marks as a regista. I've been sort of trying to play him in that position. We're training him a little bit in that position. He's never actually played, so we're going to just risk that a little bit. Just those two subs for now. I am looking at the likes of Malhouse and Benamor, who haven't really done much in this game. Malhouse has just taken a huge knock. He's injured. He can't be injured again. He's injured again. We'll bring on Tello for the right-hand side. He's so versatile, Tello, but... And then Renier's not got an injured as well. Oh. Gonna bring on Ferrari, and then I'm gonna just swap Pacencia and Ferrari around. Oh, that is hurting. 2 injuries, and the Malhouse substitute didn't happen. It got cancelled. I should have seen that. Hello, come in. We do have a throw in here. Ferrari. Benelmer crossing into Malhouse, who's, you can see he's looking a bit sluggish there. Now he's left a huge gap in the back. Deme running through. This was a mistake, and that great save from Estudante. Absolutely fantastic save. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Imeri goes to the near post. They have scored a corner before. This time Tello clears. Einsring will pick up, but that will be the end of the highlight. A draw, I mean, is not the end of the world. We still would be in contention for that second place. I don't think we'll finish lower than third, as, you know, even with the next 5 games or so. But I'd like to finish second. I'd like Champions League football. I don't mind Europa or even conference. You know, a club like ours, we really shouldn't even be in the top 3 at this point. I mean, the board were hoping to avoid relegation. We were ranked dead last in terms of season preview. And the fact that we're overachieving so much is just amazing to see, that we've actually built a squad that is challenging for those European spots. Tello looking for Eisring on the back post. Couldn't find him. Benelmer gives it terribly away, actually. And that's over the top. Deme is through. Musovic caught napping. And Melik Deme scores his 21st goal of the season. That was all Musovic. He just didn't keep up with the run of Deme. Saris could be blamed there as well. You can see the two of them right up on the halfway line. Musovic just let his man run past. That was just shocking defense. In the 91st minute, we've conceded a goal for them to beat us. That was hard. That was hard. Does mean Basel now have the opportunity to go ahead of us in second place. We were the better team, guys. We were such the better team. Other than possession, we were just all over them. We had XG of 2. That is hurtful. That is so hurtful. Oh, man. That is bad. Right, we're coming back in a few days' time. In a week's time for the next video. We're coming back for Young Boys again in the Swicer Cup semi-final. And then we'll see where we go from there, guys. Well, there you have it, folks. Pain. Absolute pain at the end. Losing to Young Boys. Well, that was an opportunity to really close the gap and challenge for that first place. But I feel, you know, as they say in football, that was a 6-pointer, and we lost 6 points on that game. It was just absolutely brutal. But if you like the video, make sure you hit subscribe, get notified, tell your parents, grandparents, lovers, and haters to join in. Give us the thumbs up, leave a comment or two. Let me know what you think we need to do to take that extra step and challenge Young Boys for that championship. Let me know what you guys think. Your boy, the Vaslap, is out of here. Peace. Chicken grease. Bye.